Hello everyone and welcome back to Gundam of Gundams. I'm Josh.
This is Amy.
And today we have episode 10 of Gquuuuuux.
Oh, two more after this.
Yep, only two more. I'm quite interested in how they are going to end this.
Yep, there's a lot of things going on, especially in this episode.
Yep.
It's definitely the beginning of the last battle, but also kind of a setup to what's to come.
Yeah. But before we get into that, I just want to give a quick shout out to KCNW in your comment from the last video, saying that the estate name might come from the novel version of Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, especially in the U.S., we haven't had a lot of supplemental Gundam material, like, actually translated for us, so... You know, we rely a lot on, like, the Xeon Scantilations is, I think, his channel. Like, he does a lot of good work, but, like, officially a lot of Gundam stuff never gets translated here, so... I'll have to look into it. I think I have a copy of the novel, so it could be in there.
Yeah, I think you do.
So, that's something I will definitely look into and see for later. Hopefully, by the end of Gquuuuuux, we'll see if we can mention it.
Also, shout out to Carl Aznavour, just because I kind of like your name.
Yeah, Carl.
Carl. It's like Carl Weezer, but it's Carl Aznavour.
It's like Char's, like, I don't know what, 5th or 6th name now we're going on this. I have no idea, but...
I don't know. I just thought the name was neat.
Yeah. Shout out to Carl.
Yeah, Carl. I see you. Alright, but, I'll just get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Alright, so we start off the episode, Bergamino, whichever way you want to pronounce it. He's speaking about Side 6's involvement with Yomantho, Yomama.
Yep. Just basically, they're about to have the opening ceremony in a day. So he is representing the Side 6 people.
Yep. He is representing Side 6. He also brings up that there was a nuclear winter, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, because when we went down to Earth, it didn't seem that bad, but...
Yeah, we know, like, from the colony drop, there was, like, the Earth's environment did get, you know, shooken up stuff.
It did change, but it wasn't...
I don't think anybody's ever mentioned, like, a global, like, cooling or a nuclear winter, though.
No, the only thing that is really mentioned in Gundam, and it's kind of more in Zeta, it's that Dakar's desert is kind of inching closer to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, this is kind of a new bit of information.
Yeah, I remember in the origin, too, like, they had talked about natural disasters right after the colony struck Earth.
Yeah.
So, but from then, I don't even remember anything about, like, global cooling or anything either, so... I'm assuming that they are talking about the damage from the colony, but it could be just from the war itself. So we don't exactly know.
Yeah, it just kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
Yeah, because that's the point of Char's counterattack, is that they want to start the nuclear winter so that the Earth will essentially go dormant.
Yes.
And repair itself, so...
Yep.
Anyways.
Anyways, we get a big ol' shot of Yomantho.
Yomama.
Yeah, Yomama. Very big.
Yeah, it kind of has, like, that petally thing kind of looking there, like, that has, like, green kind of petals, like, sticking out of it. So it does have, like, that flower look.
Has that flower look. It's kind of like the flower at the end of 00, but sinister.
Yeah, that's a good way to compare it.
Yeah. And then we kind of get into Cassilia's mindset, because we see her kind of going through the station.
Yeah, so she meets Mulligan, and essentially they're just kind of going to the place they're going to meet Gurren. But from here, basically, we just kind of find out that the last time they saw each other was Daegwin's funeral, so we can confirm that he's dead now.
Yep. Daegwin still died.
That was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. And they go on to talk about Gurren and how he doesn't really stick around Side 3 very much. He's kind of out and about with his secretary all the time, you know, if you know what I mean.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah, we get told that by the Prime Minister of Xeon, Darcia.
Yeah, so that's another name drop we got, was the Prime Minister of Xeon.
Yes.
And I guess in this, he's probably still a figurehead to the zombies. If it's canonical in like the actual 1 Year War that after the zombies died, essentially he took over. And, you know, he couldn't really do anything. Xeon lost the war, so Prime Minister, I guess, but, you know.
Yeah, he just kind of surrendered.
He's just kind of there, yeah.
He's just kind of there. More of a... just because there needs to be one.
Yeah, exactly. And they also mentioned, too, that it seems like Gurren brought more forces to this. So you see, like, all the big Zams lined up, essentially.
Yeah, way more forces than Cassilia thought. And she makes this comment, which I find outlandish in two ways. She says that maybe he feels guilty for the colony drop. And I'm like, okay, first of all, this is Gurren we're talking about. This guy is awful. Like, no, he doesn't feel sorry about that. And number two, you act so high and mighty. You didn't stop him.
Yeah, she essentially says, like, there's no way that he should have, like, this weapon, which is the Yomantha or your mom or whatever you want to call it. But just because he's more incompetent, I guess, like, he's not, like, mature enough to, I guess, handle it. But it's like, you're basically about to commit genocide and stuff like he is. So, like, none of you are better than each other.
Yeah, and then we figure out that the Earth Federation is not attending. You know, no surprise there.
Yep, but apparently you can see this from the surface, so that would be...
Yep, you can see Yomantho from the surface of the Earth. So what happens later, I wonder how that looked.
Probably really trippy, man. People were probably tripping balls in, man. Oh, man. But anyway, so yeah, we find out that basically the Federation's not attending anything. And then basically Shalia comes back with Machu after training.
Yep, he's training her. It kind of looks like Machu's kind of getting along with the crew a little bit more.
Yep. He is now the Beard Man.
Yes, the Beard Man. And I never knew there was a hatch, like, at that part of the white base.
Yeah, like right in the back.
Yeah, like right behind where the mobile suits launch out from. I never knew there was a hatch right there.
I'm like, wait, and this might be like me just second guessing myself. I don't know if like the gun parry like took off from back there or not, but Josh, you said that it was probably the same hatch that the mobile suits use. So
yeah, I think it's the same hatch that the mobile suits use. Like the only hatches I know of are the ones where the mobile suits take out from, and then you have the one where the core fighter kind of goes below the kind of like the launch area and gets pulled up. And then there's one kind of like in the middle of the white base, right? So it's like a door that folds out like that.
Yeah.
In between the two launching bays.
I don't know.
And then there is one in the back, but I don't see that in this version of the white base, so I don't know.
I don't know. Watch, we go through like the OG Gundam series probably next, and then like we're like, oh yeah, there's that hatch.
Oh. Well, crap. Okay.
No, then we'll have to be like, we have to talk about our Gquuuuuux review. We have to rescind that comment.
Yeah. Machu and Chalia both land inside of the Sodon, and I have no clue who is talking to Chalia. Like it might be Seamus.
Yeah, we weren't like exactly sure because like it also like goes to a flashback briefly of that scene where he talks to her too.
Yeah.
But essentially the voice is like, you know, tomorrow's the big day, essentially, you know.
Yep, tomorrow's the big day. I should tell her. And then it cuts to Machu and Kamali.
And I still wonder what her job is exactly on the ship. Just because she doesn't do anything on the bridge. Like, she's not stationed anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know, hospitality, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless she's like Shalia's secretary or something. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Anybody want to tell me what Kamli's job is? Because that would really help me.
I don't really know either. She's just kind of there. Yeah, kind of have Machu versus Kamli a little bit more comedic.
Yeah, she's like, you need to like, not be so stressed, man. Be like the Beard Man. Beard Man wouldn't say anything. Oh, it's because she's talking about her spacesuit, huh?
Yeah.
Apparently they gave her a Xeon regular spacesuit, but she still wears her Pomeranian suit, which doesn't have a helmet. She's just sharing it, that's all.
Yeah. We do go into a flashback. It's when Machu and Chalia are out training, and Chalia tells Machu about the rose. It's kind of information we already know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Machu asks, well, before we get to Shalia's backstory, how does Machu know that Char wanted revenge?
Yeah, is it like common knowledge that like Char wanted revenge against the zombies? Like, was it on his wiki page from like one of the first few episodes? Is that what happens? Like, is this just all common knowledge now?
Like, I understand that it was like rumored that Char was actually Casval and all that, but was his motivations that like, I don't know, like who leaked that information? Only he would know that.
Watch, it was Shalia who wrote the wiki page for Char. That'd be kind of funny, actually.
I'm gonna make sure that the internet has my boy right.
So yeah, apparently it is common knowledge that Char wanted to overthrow the zombies. So essentially, she kind of just asks him like, "He was your friend, right? Like, did you want to do the same thing?" And then it kind of cuts there. Like, we don't get the answer till a little bit later.
Yeah, then we go directly into Chalia's backstory, which is animated pretty cool. It's animated in like a black and white manga kind of style.
Yeah, it is really cool, especially because, it's like it's Shalia's depressive moment too. Like, later on you'll see that, he's about ready to just give up, essentially. But
yep.
Yeah, it's... all those frames are really pretty though. So like you start off seeing Shalia as like the
young and energetic man,
ready to go to Jupiter.
ready to go to Jupiter and bring back energy for Xeon.
Like he really believes in the
cause.
Yeah, in the cause and everything.
And then there's an accident that ruins the control systems for the ships.
Yeah, like I guess like the energy around Jupiter is just too much for the system to handle, and it just kind of shuts down.
Yep, so they have no way to get back home. They're probably stuck there for I don't know how long.
Yeah, you just see like people in the halls. You don't know if like they're
dead.
Yeah.
Or what's going on?
It's really depressing though.
Really depressing. Chalia considers just ending everything.
Yeah, and you could, like, all the scenes of him, like, just seeing, like, disheveled Shalia and stuff, it's just like, oh, dang.
Yeah. But somehow the autopilot turned back on. And that's something I feel might have some kind of...
like a new type thing going on there?
Yeah. Because if everything's fried, how would the autopilot turn back on?
I don't know. But essentially, so Shalia, and then it looks like a few other people come back with the energy, but then he kind of figures out how Xeon is fighting this war, like, half of humanity's dead, a lot of atrocities going on, so it's not about basically Space Noid independence anymore. It's, it's the zombies taking, Xeon towards superiority, I guess you can say, while not caring who lives and dies, so he feels really disenfranchised with that.
Yep, just empty inside. Doesn't want to do anything.
But then he meets
his BFF.
Yeah.
He bonds with Char over that. He's like, yeah, I kind of got that same feeling from Char. just empty on the inside.
Yeah, and he, like, Machu asks, like, were you just drawn to him? He's like, no, not really. It was more like we were just the same kind of in a way. So, and then he just takes up Char's cause, too, of basically making sure that new types can live in a world where, you know, you're not having mass genocide against people, essentially, I guess.
Yeah. And then he gives Machu his gun.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you can have it. I don't need it anymore. You know, if you need to use it.
Just don't tell Kamali.
Yeah, don't. She's still on the brig, too, which is kind of funny, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so she doesn't get a room. She's just kind of sleeping in the brig.
Yes. Flashback ends. We cut to another scene of Nian and Xavier getting ready, as well as the rest of the forces.
Yeah, you see just a whole bunch of Gyans, basically. And they're all... You have Xavier's, which is the custom, which is like a
like
white
the silver,
color, yeah.
white, whatever.
And then the other ones are black.
Yeah. And Nian is like packing her food and stuff, and big ouch for Xavier. He's like, oh, that looks pretty good. Can I try some? And she's like, no, who do you think you are? My boyfriend or something? Get lost, pretty much.
Yeah, it was like really sad, man.
Wow, like that was kind of unnecessary, man. Like, geez.
Yeah, and she says, I wonder if, you know, Cecilia likes this kind of food, Thai food or whatever it is, but, you know, and then, like, it's like, wow, you didn't have to smack him down. It's like, I only make food for people I like. Like, ouch.
Jeez. Like, what did he do to you?
Yeah, if anything, like, he's the one who's probably made you feel the most home at Zeon, and it's just like, you know, besides Cecilia, but, you know.
Like, I get it, you're, like, Xavier's friend was kind of an ass, but come on.
At least he came to save you.
Yeah, he came to save you.
You could at least give him some
Although
chicken rice.
he didn't do very much.
Yeah. But, like, you could at least, like, share your chicken rice or something, man. Just, you know, be nicer to him.
Yeah, he's just trying to be nice.
Like, dang, woman. That was unnecessary. And then that kind of, like, hits our midpoint of the episode.
Yep, hits our midpoint. We resume. We have a meeting set up with Cecilia, Chapman, Kycilia, and Giran.
And we are going to include Cecilia.
Yeah.
They call her Miss Secretary in this, but because she is an established character from the original Gundam series, we're gonna call her Cecilia. So just letting you know for future events that are about to happen.
Now, I don't know if Chapman has been in anything else.
I looked him up on Google. I didn't see anything, so you can always tell us in the comments if we're wrong. Maybe he is from something else.
Could be. We find out from Cecilia that Giran wants Yomantho as a deterrent for war. So basically just like the Giran's greed ending. Yeah,
with the giant like solar ray laser pointing down at Earth, essentially.
Yeah. And I find this kind of hard to believe. He still does not believe in new types. For someone who uses it as propaganda, he still doesn't believe in new types.
Yeah, and then we know too is that they're experimenting kind of on new types in clones over on his side too, so it's like you still don't believe in it, really?
Yeah, it's very weird. Giran ends up hitting like kind of a sore spot for Kycilia with that comment, and she accuses Giran of killing Dagwin, which I kind of believe. He did that.
Yeah.
He did that in the OG series.
But the Admiral's like, you know, that's like an unsubstantiated rumor essentially going around.
Yeah, and then the secretary is, you know, kind of simping out for Giran, being like, he would never do such a thing. You're the one that hides behind a mask. And then she starts to choke.
She gets like force choked.
Yeah. And then she collapses. And then Chapman starts to choke.
And then finally
Giran.
And we all know who did it.
Yep. The one with the mask.
Yep.
Kycilia.
Which, you know what? Smart. I'll
Yeah,
give her
smart.
this. It was really smart.
Yeah, no one would expect a gassing when you're in the room.
So this is why we mentioned Cecilia. because we're adding her to the kill count.
Yep, we are adding her to the kill count. We'll talk about the kill count later on.
Yes, but essentially right now, 3. 3 more added.
Yes.
So yeah, Cecilia walks out of the room with Mulligan, and then like under her mask, like she has like another like mask under it too.
Yeah, she has multiple masks. She's double masking. She is surviving COVID.
Oh man.
Uh,
But essentially, Cecilia just gives out the order, we're gonna barricade Yomantha or whatever, Yomama, and
Yeah.
we're gonna destroy all of Giran's forces that are here.
yep, Cecilia's forces start to engage the blockade.
All the big Zams get destroyed.
All the big Zams get destroyed. All the ships get destroyed. Nian actually destroys one of the big Zams in a similar way that Amuro does. He just jams the beam rifle in so close that the eye field doesn't really matter. And she just blasts it.
Dozel's crying, man. He's crying in his grave. I'm crying too.
Yeah. And I know Amuro later uses the beam saber, but in the TV version, he first uses the beam rifle and then goes for the beam saber.
Yeah, so all the big Zams are gone. And then all the ships are gone that were the Giran people, so Cecilia essentially makes sure that Yomantha is under her control, so.
Yep, her control. And the orange robot that Nian has,
Conch.
yes, Conch, brings her like a orange envelope, you know.
Yeah, it has like a Xeon seal on it.
Yeah, it had a Xenon seal on it, and then we get to another flashback. And it's kind of similar to the one between Machu and Chalia, except this one kind of has a different vibe to it.
It's definitely more creepy.
Yes.
So essentially, like, Cecilia's like combing Nian's hair, and she puts, which is a interesting comment we brought up, but she puts in like perfume in her hair, I guess.
Yep.
That's the rose in the mask, which maybe could have a thing with the rose because we're Rose of Sharon and everything, and that's like a biblical thing too. But
Yes.
so essentially, she says that we'll enjoy it because the scent is gonna disappear forever. It's like,
It's like, yeah, and then she says that like it's made on Earth.
yeah.
So she's probably gonna use the cannon on Earth.
It's like we need that meme with the monkey side eye, you know, like the.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, but essentially, yeah, she says that all the old people on Earth are essentially keeping Nian from
being free.
being free, yeah.
Yes.
So I would say that she's definitely gonna go after Earth with the Yomantha or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um,
And Cecilia gives Nian secret orders to do during the operation, and her own gun.
yeah, so she also gets a gun.
Yeah,
so
she also gets a gun.
we have two hormonal teenagers basically walking around with guns now.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting.
And I kind of found this very interesting. Like, she's turning Nian into a weapon. Kind of similar to how Char turns Quest into a weapon.
Kind of, yeah.
The flashback ends. Nian is kind of reading the orders. It's orders to enter the laser. Xavier asks, like, what's going on? You're kind of veering too far away. And she just kind of leaves, saying that she has special orders.
Yeah, and then like the paper just says like the rosebud blooms or something.
Yeah, when the rose blooms
Yeah.
or something.
So probably not a good thing.
Yep, probably not a good thing. And we cut to Shalia. He kind of realizes what's going on.
Yeah, he's freaking out because he realizes that Cecilia has the upper hand now, and
Yep, she made her move.
yeah, before he could essentially. Like, his move was to take them out at the same time, but Cecilia, of course, has already done that, so now she is the head of you know, the head honcho of Zeon, causing probably a civil war. So, you know,
Yep.
not great.
And Chalia asks Machu, do whatever you desire, but he requests that she help rescue Lala, who's stuck inside of the rose, the Elmeth.
Yeah, so that's basically his one request for her, and he, I think, was going to ask her a favor anyway, so I don't know if that was the favor he was going to ask her, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so there might be another thing he wants her to do later on. We'll see.
Yep. And we figure out what Yomantho is. So basically, it's a laser that uses the Zek Nova to power the beam, and that description is even kind of off with how it looks like it works.
Yeah, so that kind of distortion from the Elmeth that's there, I guess it's used to power kind of like the gun part of Yomantho or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that energy is used to make it. And as Nian heads into the actual Yomantho or whatever, I'm gonna say it so many times wrong, but
Yo Mama.
Yeah, Yo Mama. She says that she wants to create a Kira to bring back Shuji.
Yep.
So that's what she's hoping to gain from all this. So Cecilia told her to make a Kira, and that's why she wants to do it.
Yep, that's her motivation to do it. Now we end up seeing Dr. Tirza and Leone that we saw from a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, we get Dr. Leone now.
Yep. And they're kind of in the Gurren camp where they want the thing as a deterrent.
Yep, and that's all it should be ever used for or something.
Yep. And then they notice that Nian enters with the G-Fred.
And they're like,
And they're like, that thing's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, nope.
And it's funny because the guy who we think is Char is there. And he gets this look where he's like, oh shit, I should leave.
Yeah, he like lifts up his hair and like his one eye is like showing out, and it's like,
He's like, I'm leaving.
He starts backing up.
Yep.
Yep, so basically G-Fred comes down and just whacks that whole, like, you know, control place.
That whole, like, observation room, whatever that was.
Control observation room, and you see some more people die.
Yep.
Guess what? 2 more.
Yep, 2 more.
But what happens with Shirozu? Maybe Char?
We see him exit out the door just in the nick of time.
Yeah, like as the station part is destroyed, he's like out the door.
But nope.
Dear God, please.
And I think Nian kind of senses that she might have missed someone because she says something stinks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Maybe she smells Char's deception.
It's like, what is that? Anyways, she's not thinking too much about that. She goes over to where the G-Fred kind of
connects.
And she inputs the mission code to the laser. And you just get this huge light show, like, surrounding the Elmeth.
Yeah, it's like so much like Gquuuuuux, not Gquuuuuux, like Kira energy that like pours out of the Elmeth.
Yes, and we see what the target is. It's a Baoku.
Yeah, and it's on the other side of the moon, so it's like, well, how do you get there? But like, I guess what happens is that they can set a coordinate for the Zek Nova, and then like teleport it kind of by the laser or whatever. And then it like just starts breaking it apart or something,
yeah.
You know? So I'm gonna assume that people are dead here because things are blowing up and everything. They're probably not transported like maybe like Char was when the Zek Nova happened, but it's like you see like rock turning to glass and all that fun stuff.
You see ships just breaking apart.
And then a Baoku breaks in half again, remember?
Yeah, it like splits apart, similar to how it splits apart in Zeta.
Yeah, so like the top part is like taken off from like the bottom.
Yeah. And then we get like the black hole thing again. right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gets so small, and it just eventually disappears. But it there's like this weird like water sound effect.
Yeah, it's like a gurgling kind of sound or something.
It's almost kind of like a slurp, but not really.
I don't know.
Yeah. I found that kind of odd.
Yeah, it's God, man, you can imagine just being on the surface and seeing that, man. You'd feel like,
whoa.
like I'm not even taking drugs. I'm tripping balls right now. And it's like, man, it's really nicely animated though. Like it's just,
oh yeah.
It's like, whoo. Like you see just a whole bunch of Kira energy everywhere, and it's just like, this is crazy.
Yes. Then we cut to Machu, and she's saying that the rose is crying, and she's having like, she's just kind of freaking out a little bit, kind of like how when Quest was in her first battle, and she's hearing all the voices of the people dying.
Yeah, so it's kind of probably similar to that too. I'm sure she can hear the people dying too.
Yeah, especially with so many people.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Xavier. He's just speechless. He's like, "Is that what that thing was for?"
Yeah, like he just doesn't believe that a Babaku is like, he just saw it get destroyed.
Yeah.
And from the past episode, he's like, we're all Xeon. I don't know why we would be fighting each other, because they were talking about they wanted the G-Fred to go to somebody in Gieran's camp, essentially. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna set us up for the next episode. Essentially, his thinking.
That's gonna set us up for the next episode. But for right now, he gets attacked by Machu, who's trying to make her way over to the Yomama. He's like he blocks the attack fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
Machu gets surrounded. But then Shalia, the real one, comes and saves the day.
Yes, the goat.
The goat. And he's going to take over that fight. And Machu makes it into the core of Yomantho and stares down the G-Fred as Nian is just feeling sick.
Yeah, and that's attributed to her feeling like all the people die too.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that's what she's feeling, but essentially we're in a stand down at right now. That's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode, just them staring each other down. Next time, Nian versus Machu, pretty much. That's
pretty
all
much.
we really got in the preview.
We just got shots of the Gquuuuuux, Nian, Machu, and then the last one, possibly Shuji?
Yeah, possibly Shuji, like, coming back in some form.
But mostly just action between the two mobile suits, so.
Yep. And there's this weird ball thing that's kind of like surrounding the Gquuuuuux.
Yeah.
In, like, the preview image. I don't know what that's about.
We're definitely going to see the Gquuuuuux with more weapons. We know that she has the beam rifle, but we don't know any of the other weapons. For all we know, we could see the Gquuuuux's like mouth or whatever actually open. It was about to when, she was inside 6.
Yes, and on that topic, the next episode is called Alpha Side. Now, you kind of brought this up, and we went back to check. In episode 3, when the Pomeranians are kind of exploring the Gquuuuuux and they're kind of analyzing it, you see that there are sections called Alpha Side in there.
Yes, thank you, Gundam Wiki. But yeah, so I was like, it gets referenced there? Like, where does it get referenced? And like,
yes.
It's in the scan part where they're actually scanning through the Gquuuuux's system to see what's in there. So Alpha Side is listed kind of in the bottom area.
Yeah, it's listed a couple times in the bottom area in different sections.
And there's like different numbers attached to it, so.
Yes. So we were thinking maybe that could be like a new type destroy mode specifically for the Red Gundam.
Yeah, and side basically means to kill. So, and we were thinking that Alpha, since that has the Alpha SciComm system, or Saikamu system. Basically, maybe it was meant as kind of like a new type destroy system, because they were trying to catch the Red Gundam in the first place.
Yeah.
So maybe that whole mode where the Machu's Gquuuuux's mouth opens up and stuff, maybe that's kind of like a new type destroy mode?
Maybe this is just like a very early version of the unicorn or something.
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, so it was... Thank you again, Gundam Wiki. I was like, wait, what? That was referenced? So we went back and we were like, yeah, Alpha Side is mentioned on there, so...
Yes. But I think that's it for my notes.
I think that's it for mine too. So essentially, next week, Machu versus Nian.
Yep.
With maybe Shuji coming back somehow? I don't know.
Yes. And with, you know, Jiren, Chapman, and
Cecilia,
as well as the 2 scientists who get named.
Yep.
I believe we are at 13 kills for our kill count for named
Yay!
characters.
So yeah, 13.
13.
Which isn't bad. I mean, that's almost a kill an episode, so... I mean, more now, but like, since we know we're getting 2 more in Gquuuuuux, I mean, yeah, it's almost kill an episode. We'll see if we get more death. I wouldn't be surprised. Especially if Cecilia wants to aim that thing at Earth.
Yes, but remember the rules, Amy.
They have to be
a
named.
named character.
I know, they have to be named. And we did make concession for Cecilia because she is named. We know who her name is, but they just call her Miss Secretary for position designations in this, so... It's not like a random Gquuuuuux character that we just meant and they don't give us a name at all. Until maybe, like, I don't know, we get a profile later on, but, like, you know, we've actually seen Cecilia named before in other Gundam material.
As we were talking, I kind of came up with another crazy idea.
Okay.
Alright, so imagine Shuji kind of has some role to play, but he doesn't physically come back. However, maybe the Red Gundam does come back.
Yeah.
And we have the guy who we think is Char.
Yep.
What if we see some really cool Char and Chalia stuff?
That would be really neat. They wear Mavs.
Yeah.
They're bros, man. And if Char is around, then that means that he can get Cecilia, like the original series. Dear God, I don't know if it would be a bazooka to the head, but I bet you they can make it just as good, even if it's not a bazooka to the head. But that's literally like one of, if not the best kills in Gundam. So please don't let me down, Gquuuuuux.
You really have to think what his role is going to be in these last 2 episodes.
Yeah, we just saw him escape, so we don't know.
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. Makes me excited, though.
I'm like, I want to know.
Please confirm that you are Char. Please confirm that you're Char.
That'd be really cool.
And then, like we had mentioned before in the last episode, it's like, there's no way he didn't do anything to Yamato. That he had to have put some kind of failsafe in there. Obviously, it didn't blow up when, like, they just shot it, but there has to be something. And if you make it a Star Wars reference where it's like you have to shoot the little hole through, like, the, I don't know, trench or something, that'd be hilarious, but there's gotta be some kind of weakness to this, and I think since he was working on it, I think he probably put something in there. Any other... Okay. How about just episode in general? What did you think about the episode in general?
Episode in general? I thought it was pretty good. I'm kind of just thinking about what I would give it, though. I enjoyed myself.
Me too, yeah.
Here's the thing, it all depends on how the ending plays out.
Yeah, it's kind of true because this one does really directly go into the probably final battle of Gquuuuuux, so...
Yeah.
We'll see how it actually plays out.
We'll see how it actually plays out, but right now I'm feeling maybe like 7 or an 8.
Yeah, I'd say probably same for me. I think I would probably lean towards more 7, and that is just because we talked about this earlier too, but we were spoiled in a few episodes ago about Giran actually setting up the clone army and stuff, so I just thought we'd see something in terms of like a reference to that. So like, I don't know, inside the big Zams you have like Purus or something, you know, actually manning them. That would have been kind of cool to see, but
yeah, they mentioned that and didn't really do anything with it.
there is a possibility we could still see something.
Yeah.
Because there's still the forces inside 3. But it'd take them time to get there too, but
Yeah, it'd take them quite a while to get there.
yeah, so if this is the end of Giran's kind of like forces, I'm kind of a little disappointed because they did set it up.
I wonder if they put like forces back inside Solomon.
Maybe. That could be it too. Maybe he had secret forces there for all we know.
And who knows?
So, for me, I mean, maybe they'll pay it off in the next few episodes, and I really hope they do. But, yeah, that is a little disappointing. I thought we would see more, I guess, of a fight from Giran's forces that were there. So, we'll see. If, you know, it proves me wrong and, you know, we do see some more come in, that'll satisfy me and this might bump up to an 8. But I am a little dissatisfied about how easily Giran went down. I know that, like, in the original series, Giran was, and Cassilia says it again, he's naive.
Yes.
Just like in the original series. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, out of, like, you know, it wasn't, like, stupid how Giran died or anything, because last time he just got shot in the head, so he's naive, that's for sure. And, I'll give credit to Cassilia, man. She knows how to kill somebody.
That was also kind of funny.
It was really funny, actually. It's kind of funny seeing Giran's, like, face after it, and he's, like, the foam coming out of his mouth.
Looks like he has rabies or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was really funny. I don't know, any other things you want to say about just this episode, and then we can go into, I guess, predictions?
I don't think I have anything else about this particular episode.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Crackpot predictions. Let's go.
Crackpot predictions. Alright, so if it's not the red Gundam that Char gets into, it's going to be his red Zaku.
Or do you think, like, it could be, like, a Hayukashiki, like, reference or something?
Oh, just like a gold mobile suit?
Yeah. That'd be kind of funny, too.
That'd be kind of weird, considering I don't think the movable frame has been... Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Hayashiki had the movable frame, too.
I think it was, but then they couldn't get it to move, so that's why it was not the Delta Gundam and kind of made into the Yakushiki.
Yeah.
So it might have somewhat of a movable frame, but...
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be any of them. Maybe it'd be kind of funny to see him in like a gold mobile suit.
Yeah.
But
and then have him put sunglasses on.
yeah, it is kind of weird. Like if that is Char, he's just hiding like his eyes with his hair.
Yeah.
It's like discount Quattro. He couldn't find the sunglasses.
Well, he got teleported away before he could take his sunglasses with him.
Yeah, but we don't know where he got teleported to. He could have gone to like a store and been like, I need sunglasses.
He had no money.
He's working as a scientist. He's got to get some money.
What if he's just an intern?
Oh my god.
He's just an unpaid intern, Amy.
Yes. What if he like took over somebody's life?
I mean, that probably happened, let's just be honest.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be the first time that Char's done that, so... I guess he just killed Shirozu and, like, you know, just took over his life. Maybe he looked close enough to him.
Like, close enough. I just have to, like, grow my hair out a little bit.
Oh my god. Just gotta hide his blue eyes, like, you know, in the origin.
Yeah.
Oh lord, that'd be really funny, though.
It's like there was another guy that looked exactly like me, except for the eye color.
And then nobody paid attention to it, so, he just slid in and hid in plain sight, essentially.
Yeah.
And like I said, please, Gquuuuuux, like, the way Cecilia dies, please make it epic. I don't know if it's gonna be Shirozu/Char. It could be Shalia too. Hell, we could have a double. I don't know, but
Yep.
I just need this to be epic.
Now, speaking of next episode, who do you think is gonna die? Because this is Gundam, Amy.
Yes.
Like, tragedy is almost guaranteed.
My God, please don't kill Shalia.
Like, no one is safe at the moment.
Oh yeah, nobody's safe. Oh, it could maybe Xavier. I don't know if he will. I think he might turn in with Shalia though, just because he has the moment of like saying, "We're all Zeon here," and seeing about a coup destroyed right in front of you. Yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Plus, I don't see Xavier getting the upper hand on Shalia.
No, not really.
Unless something, like, weird were to happen.
Yeah. I hope Shalia doesn't die. Please, no. He's, like, the best character in the series. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but...
It's very hard to say. I could see it going either way, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If... I don't really know. My gut wants to tell me that they're not going to kill each other.
Yeah, that would... I wouldn't want that either.
I feel like if that were to happen, the episode would be called something else.
Yeah. It feels
It'd
like...
be like The Legend of Shalia Bull.
Oh, God. Who will survive?
Who will survive? Garma's fate.
Yeah, speaking of Garma, we still haven't seen Garma, nor do we know what he's doing.
Yeah, we don't know what he's doing. Probably on Earth with Iselina.
Oh, you'd hope so.
Probably. There's no other place I can think of.
But,
Although that would beg the question if Cassilia is willing to use Yomantho on the Earth, then is Garma on Earth? Probably not, I think.
who knows? I think it is confirmed that Char basically took Garma back to Cassilia. Because they were, looking for him. So he took him to Cassilia's side. So I don't think Cassilia would do anything to Garma, considering how much Dagwin loved him. So
Yeah, and Garma didn't really do anything.
yeah, he's just the least person I think Cassilia would actually assassinate.
Yeah, Cassilia doesn't really have a reason to want Garma dead.
It's not like he's gonna step in and try to take power away from her, so...
Yeah, Garma isn't really that bad of a guy, in my opinion.
Nah, he just kind of grew up in that family, that's all he can do.
Grew up in a shitty family.
Oh, man. I'll do prediction. So we're gonna have Machu versus Nian.
Yes.
And I don't think Yamantho is gonna fire on Earth. I think something is gonna stop before it does. I think that the very end of this battle, I think that the Gquuuuuux and the G-Fred are going to make a Zeknova. And I don't know if that means that Nian and Machu are gonna be transported to the quote-unquote other side. Or, because to me there's not much for them.
There's not really much for them anymore.
Yeah, there's not much for them in this world. So, Nian was already a refugee. I mean, yeah, you could count what she has with Cassilia, but Cassilia is kind of a crazy person.
Yeah, she's kind of acting like a little bit of a groomer over there.
Yeah. And then, Machu, she's a wanted criminal still. They point that out in the episode.
Yep, she's still considered a terrorist.
So I wonder if that would be the end goal for them to make the Zeknova and they essentially go to the other side.
Hang out with Shuji.
Yeah, and then maybe in the process of that, they destroy Yamato, or I guess hopefully not transport somewhere else, because then that would mean super weapon for somebody else. But
yeah. Or it could mean that the Elmeth gets free
yeah, could be.
and just gets teleported somewhere else.
Could. I still don't want Char to meet Lala in this world. Just because he has work to do. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, you already got my Lala rant the last one, so.
Yeah, we don't need to go over that again.
Yeah, no, we don't.
I'm sure we'll hear it again at some point.
But, yeah, so that would be my prediction for the battle with Machu and Nian. I think they're just going to make a Zek Nova, probably destroy Yo Mama, the end of it, and then maybe transport to the other side. And maybe we'll see exactly what the other side is. We don't know if it's exactly like the 0079 timeline, or maybe another multiverse, because Lala was talking about one where Char did die against the white mobile suits, so
Yes.
who knows?
Who knows?
What is on the other side? But yeah, I think that's kind of like the big thing I have for, I guess, prediction-wise. Hope Shalia doesn't die. I hope Shirozu is actually Char. And I hope...
That'd be awesome.
And I hope Cassilia gets a really epic death again. I had kind of contemplated, because I talked to you about it during the episode, I'm like, is like Nian gonna shoot her or something with their own gun? Because it's a possibility, but...
It's a possibility that they both get out of their mobile suits and have a fight, kind of like Amuro and Char does.
Just with guns instead of like the swords.
Guns. Although Machu can't really get out. She doesn't have a helmet.
Yeah.
So,
she'd have to go inside somewhere where there's actually air.
yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Like, that's my, I guess, prediction for like this final battle. Unfortunately, I think it's looking like we're only gonna get one season Gquuuuuux. I don't know, there's always a possibility, but...
At the moment.
Yeah. Unless
We'll
they want to expand on something, it seems like everything is gonna pretty much get wrapped up, so it makes me a little sad.
Yeah, and honestly, these have been the best performing videos that we've done.
Oh no, we're gonna miss our views. I think we should do the OG Gundam after this, though.
Yeah, we can do that. Be a lot better, like editing and release-wise, honestly.
Yeah, so I thought like maybe doing the OG Gundam and then doing like the first movie, depending on like what episodes kind of fit in there, just so we can kind of do a comparison, and then episodes, and then movie 2, and then episodes, and then final movie 3. So, give us a decent way to kind of like compare and contrast them. But yeah, it's like, oh my god, we're almost at the close of Gquuuuuux.
We're almost at the end.
I'm kind of sad.
It is kind of sad.
We should still have Gundam Seed Freedom Zero come out too, but there has not been another announcement about that.
There's not been another teaser or trailer or anything about that so far.
Maybe we'll actually get it at the end of Gquuuuuux? I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
But
know.
yeah, it's coming to an end. It's kind of sad.
It is coming to an end, but we might get some cool Char stuff at the end, so...
Please. Anything else you want to add for future thoughts about what's coming, or... I don't know, do you still have like the theory about them going back to the beginning?
I think it's very possible.
Yeah, maybe the Zignova like restarts like that timeline, and they go back to the part where Char like is about to get the Gundam or something. Who knows, man?
Yeah, it would make sense. Like, what else would get back the beginning mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
And then honestly, it would make sense to go through OG Gundam after that, if that's the case.
Yeah. I can't think of any more predictions for what's coming up.
I can't either.
Well, should we end this then?
Yep. Please like, subscribe.
Smash that subscribe button like, you know, Soletta smacks that dude and makes tomato paste.
Or like how Amuro steps on that one guy.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
Doan's Island. We'll have to do a review of Doan's Island too.
Yep. I'll have to get that. Let's see, Gundam Seed Battle Destiny upload on Friday.
More Gunpla coming up. We're both making Gunpla, so.
Yep, more Gunpla coming up. I have some YouTube shorts I need to make.
Same thing with me.
Same thing with you.
But yeah, lots of things coming up. So, and of course, comment. Thank you for your comments, guys, and you know, we appreciate it. We'll bring them up again during probably the next video if we get some more. So,
yeah, like just keep it coming. Like we don't know everything, so especially if it's helpful information.
yeah, especially when it's something that hasn't like been released in like English too. Because, you know, we can get some translations, but it's not, like, readily available, so.
Yeah, it's like, this might be something that, like, I kind of constantly think about, but I don't know everything about it.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah, we appreciate any insight. We appreciate your comments. Keep doing it. And, I guess we will see everybody the next time.
Yep. This is Josh.
This is Amy.
For Gundam of Gundams. See y'all later.
Thanks, guys.